let's say for instance, I'm your friend and then I borrow you money and you say, I'm giving you money, you say you need this money for 6 months, and I give you this money for 6 months. And then 3 months time, I come to you and I'm like, I'm sorry, I have this business venture, I want to go into it and I need the money. And because you had already thought that I would only need the money 6 months, in 6 months time, you had invested that money or used it for the said purpose that you wanted the money for in the first place, it becomes a problem. So that is the same predicament the bank would be in, because most times when you loan your money to the bank, they are actually loaning it out to people, which is why, when you go to the bank, you want to get a loan, it is people's money that they are loaning out to you. So when you now come back and say, oh, I need my money now, it's my money, yes, I need it. So they will charge you a fee for doing that, because you're actually putting them under pressure and putting the people who borrow that money under pressure as well. So you need to be sure that this is the money that I can do without for this set period of time. If it is 1 year, I can do without that money. If it is 6 years, I can do without that money, and things like that, and you're fine. So that you don't get to be charged penalty fee, and then maybe the interest that you have earned on that money, you lose it because maybe you've used it to pay the penalty fee, and it might even be more than the interest itself. So it just does not make sense. Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. This is part 3 in the series of my banking, budgeting, money talks in the USA as an international student. Yes, before you be like, Valeen, don't you have clothes to wear again? To be honest, my things are still boxed up. Did I say that English well? To be honest, my things are still boxed up. My things are still in the box. Let's be good. Then, I just thought of it now. This, whatever it is I'm wearing, by the time I take it off and then take off my hair and then start to wear another thing, I will not be in the mood to film again. So I said to myself, the easiest thing for me to do, or the best thing for me to do that would keep me in that mood to film, would be to just continue filming like this with the same outfit. So I might decide to change later, but for now, at least I want to film like 5 content before I decide to change, so that I know that I've achieved. That's my target for today, right? So in today's video, I'm so sorry about that. Welcome to my channel. My name is Valeen Oseh, and on this platform I share my experiences here as an international student to help other aspiring and current international students to achieve their study abroad dreams. So you see everything about my life. Yes, I talk with my hands a lot. So that's one thing you should know about me. So if you haven't subscribed to my channel, please consider subscribing so you can be a part of this family, and also sign up to my mailing list so you'll be a part of those that will receive information that I do not share here. There are resources that I share to my serious club, and you want to sign up to my mailing list so that you are a part of that family and you can receive all the goodies that I send out in my mailing list. Okay, the link is in my description down below. And secondly, I have a Telegram group, which is a community of aspiring and current international students to connect, share ideas, answer questions, and even have a direct access to me. How cool is that? Ensure that you subscribe or join that Telegram group by clicking the link in the description down below so you can become a part of the family. Third thing, please ensure that you're following us on all of our social media platforms. Yes, it's important. Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and even our website as well. Please engage with our content everywhere. Please just follow us right now, and I will ensure that I follow you back immediately. Also follow me on all of my social media platforms at Valeen Oseh, and we'll be friends, right? So let's dive right into today's video. So in today's video, I'm going to be talking about the different types of accounts that we have here in the United States for international students. I'm going to be touching on 5 of them, I think maybe 5 or 6 of them. Then at the end of the day, you can decide which one is best for you based on the information that I'm going to be giving out here. And also, if you're an international student and you're watching this, please also let me know the account that you're using currently and why you chose that account, so that the people that are watching here, aspiring international students, can benefit as well. And if you are an aspiring international student, also let me know which of them you think you'll be opening when you come here for your studies. Okay, so let's start. Now let me list out the different types of accounts that you find here as an international student or as an individual as well. So you have the checkings account, you have the savings account, you have the money deposit account, money market deposit account, you have the certificate of deposit account, you have the retirement account, and you also have a now account. That now account is something that I just stumbled on in the resources that UAB sends to international students. So you want to ensure that you watch this video in full so that you understand everything I'm going to be saying in this video. And also, this is the video where I get to send out the freebie, yay, about the top 10 best bank accounts for international students here. So the only way that you can get that freebie, I'll let you know as you keep watching the video. Okay, so the first type of bank account that I mentioned is a checkings account. Now, what is a checking account? That checking account is the first, the easiest, the basic type of account that you will find here, right? Why it is the basic type of account is because it is used for everyday activities, your everyday payments, your everyday bills. So if you are looking to make bills, pay for your rent, your utilities, anything for payment, that is what a checkings account is mostly used for. Most times your paycheck are connected to your checkings account. Remember when I talked about direct deposit in my first two videos, I talked about how your paycheck can be automatically connected or sent to your checkings account so that you don't have to be mailed a check or anything like that. You just be in the comfort of your home and you see that your money has been deposited. So that's what the checkings account is for. Usually people open such an account for any sort of payment of bills. So, and mostly it's not for like you need the money next year, next 2 years. You just need for immediate use. Okay, I'm sorry guys, my storage got full, so I just tried to figure out how to delete so many things so I can create space for the video, right? So I was talking about checkings account. So if you need an account where you can make payment for bills on a regular basis, checkings account is the account for you. Now, a checkings account usually does not require a minimum balance, right? So you don't need to have like a certain amount of money before you can open a checkings account. But again, for a checkings account, you don't earn any interest. So you're not earning money for the money that you have deposited in the account. Okay, so it's totally interest, rate free. But then you have access to the money on a regular basis. And I mean, it's like cash, but then instead of carrying cash, you're carrying a debit card, which is another feature of a checkings account. For a checkings account, you are issued a debit card. This is not the case for the other type of account that I'll be talking about, which is the savings account. So for a checkings account, you have a debit card that you can carry anywhere with you. So instead of carrying cash, moving with cash, a pocket full of cash and everything, you have your debit card to play that role. So let's say you're going grocery shopping, you buy heaven and earth. All you have to do is just swipe that debit card and the money will be deducted immediately from your checkings account. So you're good to go. So it's sort of like portable, very friendly, like travel friendly as well, because it's just your card and you swipe it and that's it. Now there are features that you should look out for in a checkings account. One of them is that it does not require a minimum balance, which is good. And again, it allows for direct deposit to be set up, which is something that is key that you need as an international student. And the third thing is that online banking is seamless. Like you can use it online to do anything for any sort of transaction. You can use your checkings account for that. Okay, so the sum up of everything that we've talked about so far is that for a checkings account, you can use it for everyday expenses, you can use it for daily withdrawals, and you have access to your money immediately in case you have any bills to pay. It is the right account for you. Okay, so we're going to move on to the savings account. Now this is like a big brother to the checkings account, because I mean, as the name suggests, a savings account is an account that you open with the intention that you want to save money for some future need. So you don't have need for that money immediately, like the checkings account, where if you need to pay your bills like now, you use it. If you need to buy groceries, you use it. That is not the role of a savings account. For a savings account, you just set it up because you have future need for that money. Let's say, for instance, you have a car and then you want to open up a savings account for like your car maintenance. Now, car maintenance is not something you do on a daily basis or like every other month. It's something that you plan for. Let's say you want to change the oil in your car, you want to take your car for checkup, you want to do maintenance on the car. It's something that you have to plan for. Like, it's a future need. So you create a savings account for that purpose, right? So that you can save up for it. That's what a savings account is. But the thing with a savings account is that you get interest, so you earn on the deposits in that savings account, right? Versus a checkings account where you don't have any form of interest attached to your deposits in the account. So it's also a good thing to consider when choosing an account. All savings accounts do not come with a debit card, but I have also read somewhere that you can actually, if you open your savings account in the same bank as your checkings account, then you can actually request for that debit card to serve both accounts. I don't know how true this is, but I have read that it is possible for them to issue you a debit card that you can use to make withdrawals from both accounts. Okay, so you can ask your bank to get the right information if you're somebody who's interested in having a debit card to access your savings account. But most savings accounts do not come with a debit card, so that's a downside for it. So the next thing that you have to look out for are these features. So interest is earned, but not like it's a huge interest. At least it's better than a savings account that have no interest at all. And also, you need to ensure that there is an access between your checkings and your savings account. Can you actually transfer money from your savings account to your checkings account? So let's say for your checkings account, you've exhausted all the money in there, but you have money in your savings account, for instance, the car maintenance that we talked about, and it is now time for you to do that car maintenance. Can you send money from that savings account directly into your checkings account so that you can use it for the need or the purpose for which that account was created for? You need to ensure that you look out for that before deciding to open a savings account. Then, one thing that you also need to take note of is that there are limits to the number of withdrawals or deposits that you can make in a savings account in a given month. So you also need to be on the lookout for that and figure that out by asking your bank what it entails. Okay, also for a savings account, there is nothing like monthly maintenance fee, because usually a savings account, you're not taking money out of that account all the time, and it's usually a bigger sum. Do you understand? So it actually meets the required minimum balance if there was any. So because you have that lump sum in that savings account, they are not going to charge you any money for like monthly fees. So that is out of the equation as well. So, but one thing again that you have to know is that the interest that you earn on a savings account is taxable. So if you're filing for taxes, it means that you also have to file for taxes for whatever interest that you have earned for that account. Okay, we're going to move on to the next type of account, which is the money market deposit account. So this is an account that kind of marry the checkings account and the savings account together. So this is how it works. For a money market deposit account, it is like a checkings account in the sense that the account might come with a debit card, although some banks don't offer this feature. So you need to find out from your bank, right? And again, it is also like a savings account in the sense that the account earns an interest for that said amount that is in the account. Okay, but now the account that it earns, it's much higher than the one you earn in a savings account. Does that make sense? So a savings account, you earn interest, right? But a money market account, you earn an even higher interest when compared to a savings account. Okay, so that is how it is. Like, usually this account is mostly for like an emergency fund. So if you need you are just trying to plan for something in the future that you are unsure of that might happen, then you need this sort of account, because when that need arises, you have some sort of backup fund for it. Okay, so that's where the money market deposit account comes into play. Now, the things you have to watch out for in a money market account is that there might be limits on the number of transfers and withdrawals you can make each month, which is the same thing that happens for a savings account. Another thing is that a minimum balance may be required to open and maintain the account to avoid fees. So you need to ask your bank as well to know if you need to pay that minimum balance, or you need to have a certain amount and know what that amount is, so that you can decide for yourself if you can do it or not before taking up that account as a form of emergency funds for your future. Okay, also the earned interest is minimal, but it is taxable. So just like the savings account, the interest you earn is taxable. So that's the same thing with your money market deposit account. Does that make sense? If you're enjoying this video so far, please don't forget to subscribe to my channel and give us a huge thumbs up, and please ensure that you've signed up to my mailing list, which is in the description down below, so you can receive never heard before stories about my life here in the US and useful resources that don't make it here to my YouTube channel. Okay, and don't forget to join our Telegram group as well, so you can connect with other aspiring and current international students and build a community for yourself, and even have one-on-one access to me. And if you're struggling with your study abroad journey, whether you're an aspiring or current international student, you can book a consultation with me, and the link to book that consultation is in my description down below. So let's move on to the next type of account, which is the certificate of deposit account. Now, this certificate of deposit account is more like a fixed deposit account. So if you're in Nigeria, you already know what a fixed deposit account is. So it is an account that you open. So it's more like you loaning the banks your money, but you need to tell the bank the duration for which that money is going to be held. So mostly it's from 12 months, less than 12 months to 5 years. But the thing with a certificate of deposit account is that if you say that you want your money to be with the bank for 12 months, that is what they call the maturity date. So it means that if it is for 12 months, you cannot withdraw your money before 12 months. Technically you can, but if you do withdraw that money before 12 months, then they will charge you a penalty fee, and that's what the bank wants, because they want to make money from you. It makes sense, because let's say for instance I'm your friend, and then I borrow you money and you say, I'm giving you money, say you need this money for 6 months, and I give you this money for 6 months, and then 3 months time I come to you and I'm like, I'm sorry, I have this business venture, I want to go into it and I need the money. And because you had already thought that I would only need the money 6 months, in 6 months time you had invested that money or used it for the said purpose that you wanted the money for in the first place, it becomes a problem. So that is the same predicament the bank would be in, because most times when you loan your money to the bank, they are actually loaning it out to people, which is why when you go to the bank, you want to get a loan, it is people's money that they are loaning out to you. So when you now come back and say, oh, I need my money now, it's my money, yes, I need it, so they will charge you a fee for doing that, because you're actually putting them under pressure and putting the people who borrow that money under pressure as well. So you need to be sure that this is the money that I can do without for this set period of time. If it is 1 year, I can do without that money. If it is 6 years, I can do without that money, and things like that, and you're fine, so that you don't get to be charged penalty fee, and then maybe the interest that you have earned on that money, you lose it, because maybe you've used it to pay the penalty fee, and it might even be more than the interest itself. So it just does not make sense. So that's what the certificate of deposit is for. So the features you need to look out for in a certificate of deposit is, while they are relatively low risk and you can earn some interest, there are better places to put your money. So this is not a good option at all for an international student. Then the things to watch out for again is that you will typically earn more interest in a certificate of deposit than a traditional savings account, but without the ability to access those funds whenever you want. Remember the scenario that I just created and talked about. You cannot need that money, whether you had an God forbid an accident or something. You cannot, and if you do, you'll be charged a fee. Okay, so that's what it is for the certificate of deposit. So the next type of account is the retirement account. This one is not necessarily for international students, but if you have enough money for you to start saving into your future or your retirement, or the money you want to spend when you retire, this is the the type of account that you need. There are two types of the retirement account: the IRA and the 401k, or the ROTH account thing. So I didn't do a lot of research in here because I know that it's not really, you don't need it right now, and if you do, please consult your bank and ask them what you have to do. I just wanted to point it out there so that you know that such an account exists, so that in the future, if you do have need for it, of course you can start creating one for yourself. So the other type of account is the Now account, which I said I discovered from the resources that UAB sent to us as international students. Now I'm going to read it as it's stated in the article. Okay, so a Now account is an abbreviation for a notice of withdrawal account, and this is a type of account that combines the feature of your checkings account and your savings account. So with a Now account, you can write a certain number of checks, right, each month. Such accounts can be very handy if you maintain a relatively high balance and write relatively few checks. So with a checkings account, you cannot write checks. So, but what they are saying now is that with this Now account that combines the functionality of a checkings and a savings account, you can write checks, but not like unlimited number of check, a relatively few amount of check, and you can confirm from your bank to know the limit of the said check number that you can issue in a month or at a given time. So that is what it is for. So this is the end of the video. I believe in this video I've mentioned your checkings account, your savings account, your money market deposit account, your certificate of deposit account, your retirement account, and the Now account, which are the 6 types of accounts that you can find here. So my question to you now is this: which type of bank account is right for you? How can you tell which one is the best account for you? Let me know what your thoughts are in the comments down below. Do you prefer the checkings account, or the savings account, or the the CD or the money market deposit account, or the retirement account, or even the Now accounts? But my advice to you would be this: as an international student, you would mostly need a checkings account, or maybe a savings account if you're trying to save up money at every given month. Okay, but the one that you need to get by as an international student here in the United States is a checkings account. So if you are a current international student, please let me know in the comments down below which of the account types that you are using and why, and what has your experience been so far, and which bank are you banking with currently. Have you changed banks during the course of your master's degree, or your undergraduate, or your PhD degree? Why did you change banks? And as an aspiring international student, from all I have said so far in this video, which account do you think is best or right for you? Let me know which you're going to be using when you get here in the comments down below. And of course, feel free to reach out to me on all of my social media platforms. Connect with me on all of our social media platforms as well. Subscribe to my Telegram group, and the link is in the description down below, and as well sign up to my mailing list. The link as well is in my description down below. And check out our website, and feel free to subscribe to this channel if you love what we're doing and if you want to support me. Okay, so this is the end of this video. In my next video, I'll be talking about the top 10 banks that you should bank with as an international student here. But before then, I'll definitely send out a newsletter with my top 3. And so if you're not signed up to my mailing list, you will not be receiving that. Remember, in my first or second video, I talked about my experience and I didn't mention the banks, so I'm going to be revealing that in that newsletter. So sign up to my mailing list. The link is in my description down below, so you are among the people to get that information and don't make the same mistakes that I made. Okay, so until we see again in my next video, I remain Valeen Oseh, and I pledge to never give up, and I hope that you do same. Bye guys.